Hey folks, welcome back to SC Haulers. I'm Saxa Wine, and today we are going to talk about a speed run method, and it's not necessarily a speed run, but an efficient way to get through the Onyx facilities. Before we get into that, I want to talk about my org, the Cube, specifically Industry Monday. And the purpose of Industry Monday is to go through a different type of industrial method to make money, and this is to either build up the org bank, build up the coffers of your own pockets, or to train somebody on how to do industry related events. So this past week, we had a huge capital ship salvaging event. It was very successful. It was a lot of fun. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, be sure to stop by discord.gg/thecube. But in this video, I want to make sure you all can get your ASD edition Geist armor in an efficient manner. And that is what we are going to go over: the nuances of each wing, how to protect yourself in certain situations, and essentially where to go to get through here the fastest. So if you haven't heard of Mr. Kraken, Mr. Kraken does some great maps and videos and guides essentially on how to do any of the new content that comes out in the PTU. And this is just one of the maps. So this is the research map. He's also got one for the engineering wing. And you can see on this map, all these orange dots. They're squarish dots. These are the armor boxes that you're looking for in each individual wing. So I will leave a link in the description to Mr. Kraken's Onyx guide. Now I'm going to show you the full time speed run that I did. We are starting in engineering. And you'll see at the bottom here, we have 2 enemies. Looks like somebody cut this out already, so we're just going to run straight through. Worms will spawn on both sides of us, but ignore them. Just jump across the bridge, get behind here. That way you don't take damage as much. To the right, up the stairs. And you can wait here and heal yourself if you do get hit, but you're going to go up the stairs and take a right. We're going to go through this doorway right here, and we're going to stop. This is where we're going to wipe our visor, reload, heal, whatever we need to. And there will be 3 to 5 enemies in this next room that we need to take out. Once we take out all those enemies, 2 to 4 more enemies will spawn in that elevator that we're looking at right now. And it looks like there's only 2. So we kill them and we head upstairs. Now in this room, there's going to be 2 enemies. One on the left here by the server rack. Oh, reload. We kill him. There's one to the right. And he's right here. He's usually farther to the right by the server rack. Now we're good to go. We keep going. There is an elevator on our right side with 2 enemies in it. We keep going. We'll hit a right here. Go down the stairs. Once you are down the stairs, you might see the adult Valakar across the way. Yeah, he's there. Just ignore him. He won't attack you while you're this far away. We're going to hop down. There's going to be 3 Valakar that spawn here. I would recommend you take them out as soon as they spawn while they're in their initial animation, because it's going to do less damage to you overall than just trying to run through and avoid damage. We're going to hop up here, hide behind this wall to avoid radiation damage, and heal yourself if you took any Valakar or damage from the Valakar. We're going to wait for the blast. 2, 3. We're going to jump over this. Hop back down. And then we are going to come up here and hide on the corner of this wall here. There's going to be anywhere between 4 to 7 enemies in this next room. In this spot right here, you are completely safe from the radiation. And you can just focus on doing damage. But do not go out any farther than this corner right here. And you can see the blast just happened. I took no radiation damage. Now, when you engage this room, you do have to be careful that enemies may push up on you very, very quickly. Now, what we're going to do is turn on our flashlight. A lot of the NPCs wearing light armor like to hide behind these boxes, like these 2 guys. They just won't show themselves. So check behind the boxes so you don't get whacked from behind. And it looks like we're clear. So we're going to wait for the blast, which just happened. We're going to go. Parkour. And we are good. This is the easy part of engineering. This is just all you need now is a tractor beam attachment, the tractor beam attachment for the multi-tool or a max lift, whichever one you prefer. You don't have to do any combat in this next room, but you may get hit from time to time. So we're going to wait for the blast again. Oh, there it is. All right, let's go. So what we're going to do is go to the end of this ramp here and look up and just tractor beam ourselves up. And go all the way to the top here. Then we're going to go around this cone shape item. And you can see that it's starting to wind up again for another blast. So you go on top of this and you avoid radiation damage completely. Go to the end and just tractor beam yourself down to the door. You don't necessarily need a tractor beam for this section, but I find tractor beam to be a little bit faster than just EVAing. And you can see I'm getting shot now, so I'm going to pull out my med tool, heal myself up a little bit, and bam, here you are. So this is engineering. You get cores. That is all you will get from the cores. There are 3 boxes. The ASD core, to me personally, feels like the most rare item to get. So I'm going to go get this last box right here. And from here, I'm going to fast forward over to the research wing, and then we will walk through that. So with this run, I just want to point out I am doing the investigation missions because I want the data drives in case I lose my Wicklow armor or whatever, or my Zenith sniper, my Wicklow Zenith sniper. So I want to make sure I have those data drives just in case. But we're going to go down the elevator shaft and pop a right. We're going to go through the door to the Xenotech lab, kill the enemies in here. There's usually one behind that bush. There's usually like 4 to 6 enemies just in this room hanging out. You don't have to kill all of them. Just take your first right. I'm going to kill these 2 right here. You don't have to do this if you're just doing a loot run, but I'm doing the mission that's over here. So I'm killing them just so I don't get hit in the back. And this is the seismic data mission. So if you need to know about the seismic mission, you can do that here. In this EVA room is where your blade's going to be. You're going to take this blade and you're going to go back the way you came. This room that's right in front of us, so most of the time recently this door has been open, but if it's not open, there's a ventilation shaft on the right hand side you can access outside of the room, and you can drop down like right in front of this server rack right here. You just insert the blade, download the data, take the data again, and you can see there's also a Zenith sniper right there. But we're going to go back and drop down this elevator shaft. All you need to do is sprint forward. You don't have to jump. Just sprint forward and it will drop you down to the next level. So we're down at the 9th sub level. We're going to pop in this room and hit this box. And when you're on the 9th sub level, all the Copion will aggro to you almost immediately. Now, not all of them. Some of them are going to be stuck in walls and stuff, but if you want to avoid damage from them, jump on top of something, and they will just sit down because they just are not programmed very well at the moment. So they don't know how to retreat properly if they can't get to their target or whatever the case may be. Also, another bug, if you are standing still, they can still do their jump leaping attack at you and do damage. And as they said in Anchorman,
they've done studies, 60% of the time it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
they'll push you around, but they won't do any damage. But like I said, 60% of the time it works every time. So sometimes they will still attack you and kill you, so don't rely on it. You could just jump on top of something after you've gathered them all around, and then eliminate them. Okay, so we are back in that same room, the one that we dropped down to originally. And I'm just going to drop these low capacity mags. I just don't want to bother with reloading them. Okay, so we're going to go down the hallway, past the room that we already looted, take a left. We're going to hit a hard right. I hear a Copion. Maybe it's one of the dead one audio bugged out. We're going to hit this right, and then take another right and go up these stairs. There will be a box on the table to the left here. And whiteout backpack. We're going to keep going to the right. At the very end of this hallway is another box. This will have a helmet. Whiteout helmet. We're going to go up the stairs, or go through this door and then up the stairs to sub-level 8. This particular side is going to take you to the medical lab. We're going to go down the hallway to the left here. Scientist on the floor is your indicator. Go through that door. Down the hallway, and then take your first right into the medical lab and vault over those. And we're going to have a loot box right here on this table. Regular legs. Loot box on this table. Regular legs. And in this closet office thing over here as well. And another pair of regular legs. 3 in a row. Wow. Alright, so we are going to leave on the door on the right. It doesn't matter if you go out the same door or the door on the right. They go to the same place. And we're just going to keep going to the right. Out through this door at the end, and then we will hit this door on the right hand side and run across. Hit this right. At the end of the hallway, we will take a left and go through the door and hit this immediate right in this closet. And there's a box in this closet here. This is where you get the arms. Across the hall in this lab is another box. And then we're going to hit this back door and vault over the tables, go through the rooms, vault over this table here, and we will be in a locker area. And this will be the last box in the animal testing facility. So what we're going to do is go through this door right in front of us. And take a right over here. You'll see Copion right there. That is a spawning area for Copion. We're going to go downstairs. And there is a box in this room here. This should have a helmet. We will drop that. Go through the door. And now we are back on the 9th sub-level in the atrium. We're going to take a left on these stairs. There's nowhere else to go on this side, which is why we do it last. Helmet in this box. We're going to drop that. And again, go to the end of the hallway, and there's a box right here. Now, this next step is going to be very important. The reason we do this last is because it is a spawn event. Once you go into this middle area, where this exit elevator is at, it will spawn enemies. It will also spawn enemies or reset all the enemies in the area as soon as you hit the elevator button. And so you have this box here and this box here. These are the last two boxes in the facility. And you can just loot those. And this spot right here has been the safest for me so far. Like the enemies that are across from me right now in the 0 direction, they can't see me. And I'm close enough to this wall right here that the ones that are up above can't see me. And so since none of them can see me, the other NPCs that are actually fighting each other across the way, they're not doing anything to me. But as soon as I stand up, I might take some damage. And I did not. That's fantastic. And then you just hop in the elevator and be on your merry way. And that is pretty much the run. So you can see in about 15-16 minutes, I not only finished a mission, but I looted all the containers in both the engineering and research wings. And even though I didn't get any ASD armor this run, every 15 minutes is pretty dang good. And you could probably save a minute or two if you don't go do the missions, but I digress. That being said, I am Sacks of Wine. This has been the ASD facilities on SC haulers. I know it's not an industry thing, but it's what I've been doing the past 5 days. So I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you at the next haul. Love you, bye.